Hello again guys, quick video for you today. A little while back I made a video about this guy, the Acton Blink S electric skateboard, and I will admit I've not spent a lot of time with it. I rode it while I was making the video and I haven't really done much with it since. Between weather and family things and whatnot, I just haven't had the opportunity. And part of the reason I haven't ridden it a lot is because for an electric skateboard it's actually a little bit short. It's a 27-inch deck, so it's quite a bit shorter than what I'm accustomed to, because I would normally ride on something longer like a cruiser board, which is about 31 I think, or even a longboard. But the reason that I'm turning on the camera today is electric skateboarding is now coming to the masses. So why don't we run out to a big box retailer shop and see what we can find. And when I said big box store, it may have been a little bit of an exaggeration. It's still a bit limited, but today we're at Sam's Club. Because Sam's Club has the LiftBoard available for sale. The retail price on this is $4.99, but the reason I'm at Sam's is because it is $3.98 here. Has a 16-mile range, 16-mile-an-hour top speed, can do a 15-degree incline. Let's just wait till we get home and we'll talk more about it. Let's take a look at this thing. Overhead camera may not be entirely wide enough, but as you can see from the box, this has a 900-watt single motor. They do have a dual motor version available, but instead of $400, it's about $600. And this one in and of itself, it has a 16-mile range, as I said earlier, a 16-mile-per-hour top speed. It can do hills up to 15 degrees, which is actually pretty steep and about as steep as you're gonna find where I live. If you go back to where I grew up, they're gonna be much steeper than that, but I don't intend to take it there. And of course, it's got a wireless remote control. It's all black, it's a longboard size. And here we've got some more specs on the bottom of the box. You can see it has ABEC 5 bearings and 80mm wheels. From what I've read, it's actually possible to swap out those bearings, so you could put in something like Bones Red's bearings. I've actually got some of those. I may do a swap out eventually. But the board itself is only supposed to weigh 15 pounds. It can hold up to 265 pounds of carrying capacity, which should be more than enough for me. 4-hour recharge time. That's one of the big downsides as far as I'm concerned. There is only one motor, and that one motor is not a hub motor. So like the previous electric skateboard I looked at, it had a hub motor in the wheel. There's no belts or anything to brake. This has a belt that most likely will break if it's put under too much strain. And the board itself is 9 inches wide, 39 inches long, 5.5 inches from bottom of the wheel to the top. I've been saying too much. Let's just open it up and take a look at it. There we go. So there's the board. Let me put this off to the side for a minute. This also comes with a small box inside of the box where you'll find the remote, skate tool, a quick start guide, which I will probably have to read through, a micro USB charging cable, presumably for this remote, because it does have a micro USB port on the bottom, a replacement belt, very nice to see it coming with that. I did look on their website and replacement belts are available and they're not terribly expensive, but again, it's nice that they did include one in the box just in case. And then last but certainly not least is the charger and the wall plug. There you can see all the input and output specs and whatnot. And finally, of course, is the board itself. Now you can see from here just a solid layer of grip tape across the top. Feels as sturdy as it should be to the hand. And while you're at it, there is also a handle here, so you can not have to maul grab, as it were. The wheels themselves, 80mm wheels, 78A hardness, so they should be pretty soft. Feels like it. I am curious about the bearings. I mean, just immediately spinning them, it doesn't seem like it's going to spin for that long or that fast, which means replacing the bearings could actually potentially help your battery life. Of course, we've got some warning stickers and stop and everything here on the bottom, and then a sticker there with all the information about the battery and the motor, its rated capacity up here at the top. And it looks like all the brains of the situation are here in the back of the board. You've got the button to turn it on. Of course, you've got the motor here on this back wheel, and then the charging port is right there on the other side. So then presumably if we push this button, it starts making noise, and that noise is actually the motor itself I can hear. And unfortunately, the sticker on the remote left quite a bit of residue, so that kind of stinks. Gonna take a little while to clean that up. And it looks like I may actually need to charge this remote before I can do anything with it, so I think I'm just gonna turn this off, turn everything off, and we'll be back in a little while. And quite a few days later, we are back. I've come out to the park to try to ride the skateboard here. I have taken it around one time. I rode it for about 15 or 20 minutes, and very first impressions of it, it's actually really fun. The acceleration on it and the braking were quite a bit different than the Blink board that I was using previously. It's not quite so aggressive on either one, so I felt a lot more comfortable, and having that larger base to ride on, definitely a lot more comfortable. But I did bring the GoPro on the Karma grip out with me, so why don't we try to get out there with my helmet on, of course, and go for a quick ride, and then maybe I'll go for a quick run afterward. So to get these two things working together, first you hold the red button on top of the board for a couple of seconds. It beeps and comes on. You can see the red light down here and then the red light at the bottom. That means it's in the high rate. If I go ahead and tap the button again, puts it in the low rate. I'm gonna leave it in the low rate for right now, but once it's on like this and blinking, it means it's ready to pair, so just hit the button over here and they immediately pair up and we're ready to go. So far, working really well. And we're back, and I think it's about time to go ahead and wrap this video up. I will say, I've ridden the board 2 times now for a total of like 15 to 30 minutes each time, and I actually have not had to charge the board other than the initial charge yet, because again, I haven't ridden it far enough yet, so I can't form a long-term impression of it or anything, but the 2 times that I've ridden it have been both amazing and kind of scary. I do like the fact that there are 2 modes on this, but I very quickly left the first mode just because it was a little bit slow and limiting. I think it got up to like 8 or 9 miles an hour with me on it in the slow mode, the beginner mode, and in the fast mode, it's supposed to be able to go up to 16 miles an hour. I got it up as high as 13 miles an hour. I measured it using an app on my phone, and at that point it got a little bit wobbly. I could probably stand to tighten the front trucks up just to make it a little bit more stable, but realistically, I don't see myself riding that fast that often, so keeping it around 10 miles an hour was perfect for me, maybe just a little bit over that. Also, I did completely forget to mention, of course, the knob here, push forward, you go forward, pull back, it hits the brakes. If you stop and then tap the red button, it puts it into reverse. So when you push forward, it goes backward, something that not every single board will do. And in terms of what kind of hills it can take, it does say it can go up to a 15-degree incline. With my weight on it, it did have some trouble making it up hills, but if I had some speed before I got to the hill, it was really not that bad, especially in the faster mode. But the whole point of this really was just to sort of check out a new board, a new offering that I saw coming out of Sam's, and you can really get it in a bunch of different places, so I'll put links to those places down below. I found it at Sam's Club for $400, and I think it is still that price there. I've seen it, I think, $450 or $475 over at Best Buy, which again is more expensive, but it's cheaper than the $500 retail price, and the $500 price is still cheaper than most other boards on the market. So if you're just getting started, if you just want to try something out, finding it in a local big box store like I did will definitely be a great way to do it, because if something goes wrong, if you just absolutely hate it, you've generally got a pretty good return policy. I, however, will not be returning mine. I'll be loving this thing for a little while to come. And that's where this is going to wrap up for today. So thank you guys, as always, for watching. Let me know what you think about this board. Let me know what you think about electric skateboards in general. If you have not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you get notified whenever I put out new videos. And hit the like button if you liked it. Hit the dislike if you didn't like it. I'm perfectly fine with that. And I will see you again next time.